Hey jellyfishers, welcome back to another video. As I mentioned before, I am in exams at the moment, so I could only make these smaller, shorter, punchier style of videos. But let's just get to the point. Nassourdine Imavov versus Caio Berhallo. At this happening in UFC Paris. It's gonna be a big fight, and I'm just here to really give my breakdown, the quick breakdown of the main card and who I think is gonna win. Now let's start with the main event. I think that Caio Berhallo is going to win. I know that doesn't sound very cool to say. Many people are like, whoa, bro, what are you talking about? Nassourdine Imavov, you got a knockout over Adesanya, bro. And yeah, he did, but I wouldn't like, guys, this is going to be the reality with Adesanya. We're going to see Adesanya lose a lot more. I think he really got exposed by Sean Strickland in the sense that just boxing is what beats him. You understand what I'm saying? And that's really who really beat him, really beats Adesanya. Nassourdine Imavov will beat him. Sean Strickland beat him. It's just strong boxers beat him, right? But with Caio Berhallo, not only is he undefeated in the UFC, if I'm not mistaken, which definitely plays a factor into this. Now I know some people are like, bro, what does that mean, bro? That doesn't mean anything. It means everything, because when somebody's undefeated, it means that like they have a different mentality than other people. They have a different mentality because they know how to get out of those and make it out of those moments. And I just think that Caio Berhallo he's not a slug on the ground. He's definitely has really great grappling, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling. And I just don't think that Nassourdine Imavov is going to be able to impose his will over Caio Berhallo. I know, Caio Berhallo, he's all over the internet, seems like a really nice guy and stuff. And Nassourdine has that quiet Dagestan, energy about him and stuff. But I just don't think that, Nassourdine Imavov is going to really pull it out of this one necessarily, especially against Caio Berhallo. Now, to be fair, I'm not very confident in this pick. It can go both ways, but I just think that Caio Berhallo is going to be just that much more denser, being able to take shots, and also he has damn good striking of his own. Now let's get to the co-main lightweight, Benoit Saint-Denis and Mauricio Ruffi. Now, this is the fight I'm really waiting for. Mauricio Ruffi, dude, he is amazing. All right, but so is Saint-Denis. So let's talk about it. I have a feeling inside of me that's really telling me that Benoit Saint-Denis is going to win this fight. It's really not going to be a close fight. It could be a close fight. I take it back. It's just that, look, Benoit Saint-Denis has grappling experience. You know what I'm saying? He got battered by, he got absolutely mauled by Renato Moicano, back the last UFC fight card, but he was in Paris, I think. But Mauricio Ruffi, he's a nice striker, flashy, great boxing. But also, I just think that Benoit Saint-Denis is just bigger. I just think he's bigger, he's more denser. He's going to probably impose his grappling here. And Mauricio Ruffi, he does train with the fighting nerds, and they're probably going to be very prepared for that. But I just don't think that Mauricio Ruffi is gonna win this fight. I think it's a very good matchup. I love this matchup, but it will really tell us a lot if Mauricio Ruffi can win this matchup. And yeah, that's basically the fight card. I know you probably want the whole thing. Last fight, Patricio Pitbull versus Lucina Keita. And my honest thing about this matchup is that I think that Lucina Keita is going to win. I just think he's going to win because he's just the younger guy. He's fresher. Patricio Pitbull, his best days are behind him. I think that's the thing with these guys jumping from other organizations. If you come in old and like past 35 and things like that, or even close out of your prime, you're just going to have you're just going to have a harder time competing in the UFC because, the UFC is quite literally the best of the best. You understand? Even a 33-year-old, third ranked contender in the UFC is probably most likely better than, a 30-year-old, in Bellator, who's champion or some stuff like that. It's probably something along those lines. It's just, this is like, if any of you guys watch like the football, Real Madrid, this is like the best of, like, in reality, the best of the best players, like the Lakers or or like the NBA, or like, you understand what I'm saying? This is like the best of the best Premier League of the sport, and just the quality of those guys is so much higher, and I think the youth and speed advantage is going to be on Lucina Keita, and I think it's going to be the winner. But aside from that, that's really the video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll really see you guys on the next one. Don't forget to like the video, guys. Like, I'm putting out this content, I'm pushing it out and stuff. Please like the video. But aside from that, tell me, what do you think? Am I wrong? Am I whatever? Give your opinion on who you think is going to win. And I'll really see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Bye.